Ticket prices dropping very fast.
Caitlin Clark was missing the All-Star game this weekend. Ticket prices declined by 50%.
The tickets for this game, for this All-Star game, they've dropped by 50%.
WNBA is starting to feel this boycott.
WNBA All-Star Weekend is fully underway.
Ticket prices crashed the moment Caitlin Clark was ruled out, and that tells you everything.
The All-Star ticket prices have been cut by quite a lot.
From $121 a ticket to $64 a ticket after the news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing.
From $121 to barely $60, fans made it clear. No Caitlin, no interest. If you're here for Caitlin Clark 100%, drop a comment below. Because without her, this league doesn't move. The moment Caitlin Clark was ruled out of the WNBA All-Star Game, the impact was immediate and brutal.
Once it was announced that Caitlin Clark would be missing the festivities, once it was announced that the only star would be skipping the All-Star game, ticket prices immediately fell into the pooper.
Ticket prices didn't just fall, they crashed. What was once a hot ticket event with entry prices starting at $121 quickly became a clearance sale.
Once it was revealed that Caitlin Clark was missing the All-Star game this weekend, ticket prices declined by 50%. As of this morning, you can witness anonymous players attempting to make layups for less than $70.
The demand fell off a cliff.
Within hours, prices on major resale sites like Ticketmaster, Vivid Seats, and SeatGeek had plummeted to just $64.
This was conveyed with a July 18th post from NBA Central that wrote, quote, "The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 a ticket to $64 a ticket after the news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing."
And in some cases as low as $55 with fees included. That's a nearly 50% drop, a collapse rarely seen in any professional sports league, let alone for an event billed as the centerpiece of the season.
I wouldn't pay $140 to watch the NBA All-Star Game. Hell, I wouldn't pay 140 pesos to watch the annual embarrassment in the NBA.
And it wasn't just a price dip. Fans who had bought tickets in advance began flooding online resale platforms, desperately trying to unload their seats. Some couldn't even get rid of them at steep discounts.
He sent me some footage from the arena and told me that there were empty seats throughout the building. I expect that we will see the same result tonight for the All-Star game itself.
Entire rows remained unsold. Resellers slashed their listings every few hours just to keep up.
People are selling their tickets so much so they just want off of them. 121, okay. You want it for 100? Oh, no, okay. I guess I gotta lower it to 80. Oh, you don't want to buy it for 80? Okay, I guess I'll lower it to 70. You don't want to buy it to 70? I guess I'll lower it to $64. The WNBA is paying attention to these trends.
From $100 to $80, down to $70, and still no takers. The demand had vanished, and the reason was obvious. Caitlin Clark wasn't playing.
WNBA All-Star Weekend. It's supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. A'ja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the rookie, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here.
Think about that. This was the All-Star Game, the supposed celebration of the best players in the league. A'ja Wilson was there. Angel Reese was there. Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart.
The WNBA is paying attention to these trends, and they're seeing firsthand what Caitlin Clark is worth to this league, especially to the All-Star game.
The biggest names the WNBA has to offer. But clearly, that wasn't enough, because the second the one name that truly drives attention was removed from the lineup, the value of the entire event evaporated.
I was seeing online that the tickets for like section, they started off at like 500 and then it just slowly went up as you went down. Then floor seats was like 4,000. They was $500 some dollars, the tickets I was looking at.
Before Caitlin's absence, fans were willing to shell out hundreds, even thousands, for premium seats. Courtside prices were running upwards of $1,000 to $4,000. Mid-level bowl seats were going for $300 to $500. And then, a sudden nosedive. Those same sections started appearing for a fraction of the cost. The floor-level seats that once felt exclusive were now accessible to just about anyone.
These are people saying, I'm done. I don't want to watch. Caitlin Clark's not. I bought tickets solely to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star game. I made accommodations solely to get to Indiana to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star game. She's injured. I have no interest in that anymore.
Fans who had invested early felt duped. Those who had planned entire trips around seeing Caitlin were asking for refunds. And the people who still held on to their tickets? Many of them no longer cared to show up.
The vast majority of people, they are watching to see Caitlin Clark. If she's not playing, they're not watching.
This wasn't just a minor fluctuation. It was a full-blown market correction driven by one athlete's absence, one rookie, one player, Caitlin Clark.
Because of one single player. And you think, y'all thought y'all was gonna go into the CBA negotiations and you think they didn't know this information? Oh no, they knew this information. They knew this information. It's gonna be hard for you guys to negotiate.
And yet league officials still want to pretend this isn't a big deal, that the WNBA is bigger than one player. But the fans have made their decision loud and clear. When Caitlin's out, interest crashes, sales collapse, and energy disappears.
With Caitlin Clark not playing, there's really no reason for most people to go. The media wants us to believe that the WNBA itself is the draw. The media wants us to believe that pretend basketball is bigger than Caitlin Clark, but that's just not the case.
It doesn't matter how many other stars are listed on the program. Without Caitlin Clark, fans are telling the league, this isn't worth the price of admission. So yes, the All-Star game technically went on, but it did so under a cloud of empty seats, angry resellers, and frustrated fans who showed up expecting excitement and got mediocrity. Caitlin Clark didn't just change the WNBA, she became the WNBA's value. And when she's not on the floor, the numbers prove it. This league struggles to sell itself.
But when it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, they're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there. The surrounding restaurants, the surrounding areas, the surrounding attractions, they're not going to have the same number of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was healthy.
The empty seats inside the arena were only the beginning. The true ripple effect of Caitlin Clark's absence stretched far beyond the court, and it hit everyone who had been counting on her star power. Local restaurants, bars, hotels, and vendors that had stocked up and prepared for a booming All-Star weekend suddenly found themselves with far less foot traffic, lower sales, and frustrated staff staring at empty tables. For many of them, this weekend was supposed to be a major payday.
He sent me some footage from the arena and told me that there were empty seats throughout the building. I expect that we will see the same result tonight for the All-Star game itself.
But when Caitlin didn't suit up, the crowds didn't show up either. It's easy to underestimate what one player can mean to an entire city's economy, but the numbers don't lie. Clark has become an economic engine. Every time she plays, people travel. Fans book hotel rooms. They make restaurant reservations. They buy merchandise. They fill arenas. And when she's out, that engine stalls.
But as predicted right here on the channel, I told you guys, WNBA players, they would complain if they didn't get their way.
Businesses surrounding the All-Star venue in Indianapolis felt that firsthand. There was a noticeable drop in energy and spending the moment her injury was announced. And it wasn't just casual fans feeling disappointed. Some fans had bought plane tickets. Others took time off work or booked weekend getaways around the All-Star event solely because they believed they'd get to see Caitlin Clark compete in the skills challenge or the three-point shootout.
With Caitlin Clark not playing, there's really no reason for most people to go. The media wants us to believe that the WNBA itself is the draw. The media wants us to believe that pretend basketball is bigger than Caitlin Clark, but that's just not the case. The vast majority of people, they are watching to see Caitlin Clark. If she's not playing, they're not watching.
When news broke she wouldn't be participating, many of those fans gave up on the entire weekend. They dumped tickets, canceled plans, or simply didn't bother showing up. The momentum vanished. Inside the arena, vendors who had expected high-volume sales, t-shirts, jerseys, foam fingers, you name it, saw a drop in purchases.
You got two high-profile players going head-to-head in the AAU circuit, and boom, $70? Yeah, you might pay $70 for that. These prices are abysmally low.
Why? Because the fans weren't emotionally invested in the other players. The excitement just wasn't there.
Now, tickets were already sold up. As far as the venue's concerned, they already sold all 17,000 or however many tickets they had.
Even though the arena may have technically been sold out, the resale activity showed how badly the public lost interest when Caitlin's name disappeared from the lineup, and that meant fewer people actually walked through the gates and fewer people spending inside.
Are you starting to understand why the league can't give players half their revenue? There is a compromise, though. They can give the players 50% of the profits, but WNBA players, they would never agree to that because they would be paying to play pretend basketball instead of getting paid.
This is what happens when the face of your league is missing and you refuse to acknowledge it. League officials continue to push the narrative that no league is about one player, but the numbers on the ground, in the seats, and at the cash registers say otherwise.
One ticket for $72 is the cheapest right now. So it's not quite $64, and that is before all the fees and everything. But just in general, it's not like it's cheap. It's not like it's going to be cheap to get into this game. Like if you're looking at seats that are like not sold, there are literally about 10, 12 seats.
Caitlin Clark's presence doesn't just sell tickets, it drives local economies. And without her, everyone takes a hit. This is what real star power looks like. Not just hype, not just headlines, but actual dollars moving through cities, vendors, and small businesses.
Forced the networks to accept the WNBA. Otherwise, they wouldn't be getting the NBA. Last year, the WNBA generated over $700 million in revenue, yet somehow they still managed to lose $50 million.
And this weekend proved what happens when that power is taken off the floor. The system stalls. The WNBA can push all the slogans at once. The league is growing. The game is bigger than one player. All our stars matter. But this weekend made something painfully clear to anyone paying attention.
WNBA players, they are demanding $1 million salaries. At $1 million a year, Caitlin Clark would be significantly underpaid.
Caitlin Clark isn't just part of the league, she is the business. And yet, instead of embracing that fact, the league keeps running from it. Let's talk facts. Ticket prices collapsed, merch sales slowed, local business took a hit, media buzz dropped, and all of it came down to one player being missing from the All-Star roster.
But every other player in this dump, they would be significantly overpaid. And therein lies the problem.
That's not a coincidence. That's a message. A message from fans, from viewers, and from the market itself. This league runs on Caitlin Clark. But instead of owning that truth, the WNBA's response has been to downplay her. The commissioner stood in front of cameras and claimed,
People are selling their tickets so much so they just want off of them. 121, okay. You want it for 100? Oh no, okay. I guess I gotta lower it to 80. Oh, you don't want to buy it for 80? Okay, I guess I'll lower it to 70. You don't want to buy it to 70? I guess I'll lower it to $64.
no league is about one player. She tried to lump Clark in with other rookies, as if they were all generating the same level of excitement, the same ratings boost, the same economic surge. But let's not play pretend. There is no Angel Reese effect. There is no Aja Wilson effect.
I mean, they're heading into a new CBA to try to get a new CBA, but nobody has told their players, hey, why don't you quit attacking the fans?
The only reason the WNBA has been in the national spotlight this season, the only reason these games have been trending, sold out, and broadcast, is because of one name, Caitlin Clark. And instead of thanking her, some players are attacking her, calling her fans toxic, dismissing her impact.
This was supposed to be a big weekend for pretend basketball. Not only are we in the midst of the annual All-Star festivities, the one time of year where the WNBA works in conjunction with police departments across the country to attack the missing persons report and reunite their unknown players with their long-lost family.
Acting like the growth of the league has been organic when the truth is, it's been Clark-fueled every step of the way. We're talking about a rookie who boosted league viewership by over 300% in just months.
We can't keep treating like the league like it's a charity case and then get annoyed when people. You can't expect the league to be treated like it's a charity case when it's beneficial, but then when it's not beneficial, you can't just go and then turn around and go, oh no, this is a serious sports league. Like, where does it draw the line? Is this a charity case or is it a sports league? And I, for one, am going to continue to treat it like it's a sports league.
A player whose jersey sales outpace the rest of the league combined. A star who turns every game she plays into a national conversation. That isn't hype. That's market power. That's leverage. But here's the irony.
WNBA players who are using Caitlin Clark as leverage in negotiations for higher salaries, or as the diva of Dump Divas Kat Engelbert is calling it, unreasonable demands.
While players are using Caitlin's name to argue for bigger contracts, higher revenue shares, and more TV deals, they're also trying to pretend she's not the reason any of it exists. It's like trying to cash in on someone else's success while dragging them through the mud.
Unrivaled is rapidly heading towards bankruptcy, but for now, WNBA players, they have another source of income, which is why they're not backing down, and it's why we are likely to see the 2026 WNBA season canceled.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's the one elevating the entire system. She's the one drawing new fans. She's the reason corporate sponsors are suddenly interested. She's the one keeping the lights on. Literally and financially.
The WNBA generated over $700 million in revenue, yet somehow they still managed to lose $50 million.
The truth is, without her, none of this momentum exists. And here's the part the league doesn't want to admit. It's not even about disrespect anymore. It's about delusion. You don't build a successful brand by sidelining your biggest asset.
We got to call a spade here. That final round, Sabrina Ionescu put on a show, especially from that top rack. Splash, 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 splash. She gets to the last rack. Splash, 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 splash. Really unfortunate that Caitlin Clark missed it. The crowd would have been exploding.
You don't pretend your superstar is replaceable when fans are clearly saying she's the only reason they're paying attention. The WNBA is standing at a crossroads. It can double down on the "we're more than one player" narrative and keep watching interest collapse every time Caitlin sits.
These numbers are confirmed by TickPick's website, currently having the All-Star Games get-in price at $64, and a July 16th article from Front Office Sports, which was posted before Clark announced she'd be sitting out, was $121.
Or it can do what every successful business does. Lean into what works. Caitlin Clark isn't just another athlete. She's not just another rookie. She is the most important thing to happen to the WNBA in its entire history.
I mean, the old fandom don't even want these. There was somebody in there talking about they don't want to hear people booing opposing players when they're at the free throw line. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You got to be kidding. You're playing the sport of basketball. We crush high school kids at the foul line, for crying out loud, much less people getting paid.
And if the league keeps ignoring that, if it keeps pushing her aside, silencing her fans, and treating her like a threat instead of a gift, it won't just hurt Caitlin. It will destroy the future they claim to be building.
What is your description of kind of the physical battle that Caitlin particularly faces, maybe within tonight's game or just in general as you've gotten used to coaching, or just what you see she's enduring physically?
Are you trying to get me fined again?
I am not.
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of physicality that that they're able to play with against her. You know, I knew it as an opponent.
The numbers don't lie, and neither do the fans. Without Caitlin Clark, ticket prices crash, interest fades, and the entire league stalls. She's not just part of the WNBA, she's the reason it's still standing. Ignore that, and the league risks losing everything.